Hi everyone, Brian here from the OhmConnect policy team. I'm going to be giving a brief perspective on all the ohm hours and flex alerts we've been having lately and what it means for us and the electricity grid. California is currently experiencing a historic shortage of power during the heat wave that is sweeping the state. This shortage of power is creating intense strain on the state's power grid, which serves to transport electricity to homes and businesses throughout California. In response to this strain on the system, the grid operator, named the CAISO, short for the California Independent System Operator, has called for several flex alerts. Flex alerts are calls for Californians to voluntarily reduce usage during certain hours when the need for electricity is at its greatest. If people don't respond to flex alerts, or if the grid conditions continue to worsen, the CAISO makes the decision to direct utilities to turn off some people's power in order to avoid damage to the grid's infrastructure. This seems to have been the case on Friday, when CAISO declared a grid emergency and directed utilities to implement rotating power outages. The exact reason for the current grid strain and the power shortage is not fully known. However, there are several plausible contributing factors. First, demand for electricity has been rising, likely due to this heat wave. When the weather is hot, people tend to use more electricity by running the air conditioning, fans, or even just staying indoors more. Second, demand specifically in the evening has been extremely high. Typically, demand for electricity is the greatest in the evening, when many people have returned home from work and have begun evening activities that tend to use a lot of electricity: cooking, doing laundry, running the dishwasher, watching television, and more. It is also the time when solar power begins to disappear because of the setting sun. The increase in demand and the decrease of solar power supply can create massive strain on the grid, which is exacerbated by weather conditions. Third, unexpected outages of electricity generators will lower the available power and create additional strain. According to the New York Times, the CAISO confirmed that two natural gas power plants shut down on Friday. It is very hard, if not impossible, to make up for losing that expected power supply in the short time the CAISO would have, especially if demand for electricity is already near the peak. So it is likely for those reasons that CAISO chose to call Flex Alert. Flex alerts are also really important times to have ohm hours. Because OhmConnect receives ohm hours when the grid is under strain, we typically will have events at the same time as Flex alerts, since Flex alerts are usually only called when the grid is stressed. In addition, those events will tend to be longer than 1 hour because the grid conditions are much more challenging than normal. However, you will still get paid by OhmConnect even if there is a Flex alert at the same time. In fact, if there is a flex alert at the same time, you know that your participation might mean the difference between someone losing power or not. That's why this week it is so important to do as much as you can during any ohm hour you have. California has not experienced grid conditions like this since 2000, and just like in 2000 and 2001, it might take a while to determine the main causes of the intense grid strain in California. But in the meantime, let's continue to do our best to reduce our usage during ohm hours to prevent further rolling power outages.